I'm just gonna see. I guess I'm just gonna flow with it. I'll probably wait a few minutes just so people can start chiming in. Um, so I just want to say I appreciate everyone that has subscribed to my channel, who's wanting to be a part of this journey, to just really get to know who I am, to tap into what I'm doing out here in this world. That's a big deal for me. Just so I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone near and far. I know a lot of y'all came on from my sister's page, Feeds Real Reaction. So this is gonna be a little different of the content. I'm here to inspire you. I'm here to help you along your journey in life. As I told you before, I'm a mental health therapist, but the foundation of who I am is I'm a woman of God. I'm not a pastor, but I know how to preach. But I'm not here to preach to you. I'm here to really enlighten you, give you some insight and some pointers on just becoming the best version of yourself in life. And also sharing my story, like how I got here, how I became who I am. And it derived from my relationship with God. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to, let's see if I could, I'm trying to get back to, y'all gotta help me out, honey. I'm trying to figure this out. I don't know how to see, I don't know. I want to see y'all's comments. So let me see how to do that. Live chat. Okay, I guess. So if you hit on here, just comment and say hi, Ayana, so I can see if I see it. But anyway, so we're here. Happy Sunday. I just want to say, yeah, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to be on YouTube. I'm grateful for those that have subscribed to my channel. So I wanted to kind of hear from y'all today, like what kind of content are you looking for from me? I know what I want to do. I know what I'm here to do. Again, it's all about inspiring your journey. So I'm going to start off by just telling you who I am. So growing up, I wasn't raised in church or anything. It was more of my grandma would take me and my sister, Felicia, to church every now and then, and I think that's where the seed kind of started from there. But I wasn't like raised in church, or nobody never taught me like, this is the way you're supposed to live. This is the way you're supposed to do things. But I kind of, as I got older and I started to really tap into my life and the things that I thought were important to me, I knew that I couldn't do it by myself. And I knew that I kept failing myself. So I knew that something had to change. I didn't know how, I didn't know when. It started off when my son's dad went to prison. He got sentenced to prison for, so my son's name is Malachi. Malachi was born in 2007. His dad was sentenced to prison in 2008. So it really, my journey started from there. I started like looking for love in all the wrong places. I started being in the strip clubs. Just doing my thing, smoking, drinking, whatever, like, because I was looking for an outlet. And I think that's what a lot of people do. Like, instead of like focusing on the baseline of your problem, we tend to find something to substitute us dealing what we need to deal with. So at the time, I was about 20, 21. And so, well, I know I wasn't 21, I was 20 because I was dancing in the strip club and I wasn't supposed to. The man was just like, oh, you need to be dancing in here. And that's just how it started. I wasn't licensed or anything. So I know I wasn't 21 when it started. So I was 20. But anyway, so I started to like look for some sense of closure in the world. And so as I continue to go through my journey, eventually there was like this this awakening that came to me. Like I was like, I started looking at my surroundings like, I'm tired of living like this. Like, I don't want to be around these people no more. I don't want to wake up every day and have to smoke weed in order to feel fulfilled or in order to find some peace. Like, I don't want to have to be on a pill to find some type of calmness or joy within myself. Like, I'm so tired of this life. And at that time, my son Malachi, he was 3. And so furthermore, taking a step back, I just told you his dad was in prison, right? Me growing up, all I saw was my dad in and out of prison, my uncles in and out of prison. So now I'm this girl left to raise this boy alone. And I'm like, oh, and I got one brother in and out of jail, in and out of prison. So I got this one boy left to raise. And I'm like, okay, somebody got to break this. Somebody got to change their lives and do something different. So that was my motivation to say, okay, I can't keep living like this. And so anyway, fast forward, and I'm just giving y'all this testimony just so you will know like where this all started when I became who I am. So fast forward, I was in the living room. I shared an apartment with my friend. And it was like a lot of us in the room, and we was all kind of getting high, you know, taking pills, whatever, turning up, having a little get together, gathering, or whatever. And so I started looking at everybody around the room like, dang, I'm high. Like, I know I'm high as heck right now. Like, and then before you know it, I heard a voice. Well, before the voice, this guy in the room, it was this gay guy. He was like real flamboyant, but we always took ecstasy pills. But this particular day, he was like, we can die today. We don't know what's in these pills. And I'm like, what? And I heard it more than any other moment, because in that moment I was so high. And so after I heard him say that, it was like a voice that came within me like, are you ready to die? And I'm like, dang, I know I'm high, but did anybody else hear that voice? So I'm looking around, not saying anything to them, because mind you, I'm high, really high. And I'm not saying nothing to them, but I'm looking around, I'm like, nobody else heard that voice because nobody else is budging. So I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I took the pill and I threw it away in the toilet that day. I was like, I'm not about to die, period. It's not even that serious. So anyway, fast forward to the next day. So they ended up going, I don't know where they were. I was basically in the house by myself, in the apartment by myself. So we all know that, you know, people have pictures, especially Black people. We love God. Like, we have pictures of God in the house, but nobody really living for him for real, for real. Like, nobody has really died of themselves. We literally turning up and this picture of God is in the house. So moving forward, I walked past that picture, and when I walked past the picture, mind you, I live in this house. But I walked past the picture, and then it's like the eyes was following me. This is the next day, so I'm not high no more. I'm not high anymore. The eyes were following me, and I was just like, look, I stopped, and I looked at the picture, and I said to that picture, I said, God, you say you save people. Like, save me. I feel like I don't want to live like this no more. Now, mind y'all, weeks before this incident, I was already feeling convicted. If you just now joining, I was telling them, I was already feeling convicted within myself. I just didn't take the initiative to change. But in that moment, I looked at that picture and I said, Lord, they say you change people, like you save people. Can you save me? Like, I don't want to live like this no more. I don't want this life no more. I don't want to be around these people no more. And I just got on my knees and I lifted up my hands and I'm like, can you save me? And at that moment, I didn't realize that I was really confessing my sins. And the Bible tells us that that's the initiation of change. When you confess your sins, that's how you start to really embark on the journey that God has specifically for you. So I didn't realize that as I was opening my mouth and I was talking and telling God all the wrongs that I have been doing, all the men that I was giving my body to, all the times where I was inserting myself around people, like, even though I was like living that lifestyle, there was something inside of me that wanted so much better. And so as I started to look at my son, and like some days he would take like paper and act like he's smoking because that's what he saw me doing. So one day I saw him doing this and I'm like, oh no. You know, so God was showing me all types of signs, but it wasn't until that day where I told myself, like, I gotta change. And so literally that was at the age of, by that time I was about 22, 23. Now I'm 33. So I've been literally walking on this journey with God ever since then. Everything about me is in alignment with God. I'm a Christian, but I know how to have fun. I know how to enjoy my life. I know how to take vacations. I'm not one of those Christians that feel like you got to be perfect, because perfection does not even exist on this earth. Wasn't nobody perfect but God. So I never want to be perfect, but I want to live my life every day to strive to be. Because I know I can never be perfect, but if I just put one foot in front of the other and be intentional about doing exactly what God called me to do, I know that I can't fail myself, and I know I won't fail myself. So after that moment, moving forward, I was working for a major airline, right? I'm not gonna put the name out there or anything. But I was working for a major airline, making really good money, traveling the world for free, me and my son. And one day they terminated me, and it made no sense. And I was like, what? So after they terminated me, I ended up going home, and I was just like, I want to cry, because people, you know, when people lose a job or you've been on a job for a long time, like, you want to cry. You wonder about your bills, what's going to happen next, how everything going to get paid, what's next for you. But it's like, I had such a peace, I couldn't cry. And I was like, what is wrong with me? So by that time, I was already engraved in God. Like, I'm like, God, I want to live the life you want me to live. I'm letting go of all these people. I'm letting go of these things. So by that moment, he had already blessed me. Like, he removed the taste of weed out my mouth, the taste of cigarettes out my mouth. I couldn't do any of that stuff, because when I did, number one, I felt so convicted. I felt horrible. Number two, I just couldn't. Like, I'd be trying to hit the blunt, and my friends would be like, stop playing, hit the blunt. I'm like, girl, I can't. Like, he literally changed my life. So by the time I lost that job, I was so content with what was going on in my life, I almost was scaring myself. People, my family would be like, you ain't gonna get no job. You know, what you gonna do next and all this stuff. And I'm just like, I'm not supposed to work. And they're like, what? By that time, mind you, I have been on this journey with God, so I'm very clear with hearing his voice now. The moment that you initiate yourself and allow God to really enter into your life, his voice becomes familiar. So by that time, I was so familiar with his voice that nobody can tell me different. Nobody can be like, oh, well, how you gonna pay your bills, or what you gonna do? How Malachi gonna eat? They can talk whatever, but I was so confident in my relationship with God that nothing could shake me. Nothing. So in that moment, the Lord was telling me not to work. So I was like, okay, well, I won't work. And so literally it was like 3 years I went without working. I was just serving in church. I had started my nonprofit organization, Resembling Ruth, which is my first annual conference this year, like a major conference that I'm having, but I'll tell you all about that. I wrote my first book with $0. I've now just released my 4th book this past week. So I was really tapping into Ayana Johnson, and I didn't know it. Like, I was really finding myself. I was really starting to understand myself. The Lord was like, you are called to work for me. Now, mind you, everybody is not called to be an entrepreneur. So I don't want you to take this video and go quit your job tomorrow. Like, you have to hear from God. I never imagined ever imagine, when you grow up in a certain way, your mama teach you work, pay your bills, take care of your kids. Like, that's what I knew. So I'm like, I was shocking myself to be able to wake up every day and be like, well, what we doing, God? What you want me to do? Okay, write a book. Okay, I'll start writing it. Okay, do this. I'll start doing it. Okay, let that person go. God, you want me to let go of this man? I've been dealing with him yep, let him go. What? Okay, that was my wilderness season. where I was literally in the wilderness looking for where I belong. And so fast forward, here we are 10 years later. I'm totally an entrepreneur. Everything that I do is using my own gifts. My major gift, the one thing that I know I'm called to do on this earth, is to help to heal the land, to inspire people to become the best versions of themselves. I created Resembling Ruth organization during that wilderness time as well. The Lord led me to study the book of Ruth heavily. And I was like, I don't know why I'm studying Ruth, but I was studying and studying and studying. And I started realizing that Ruth was me and Ruth was you. Ruth is the woman that we need to be like. Her characteristics, her love for herself, her loyalty towards people, her faith, moving. She got everything that she needed in this life based on her desire to want to be near to God, period. So that's when I birthed my first book, which is called Ruthless. Ruthless talks about having less of those, how we have less of those characteristics that we should have according to the Word of God. So that's where it all derived from. So anyway, where I'm at. So now I'm an entrepreneur. I have my nonprofit organization, Resembling Ruth. I've written and published 4 books. I'm a clinical mental health therapist. I went to finish my college degree. And let me tell y'all about the college degree really quick before I move on. I have so many stories I can share with you about why it's so important to hide yourself in God. I can never stop. So every time I talk, sometimes I'll go back to tell a story just so you could know, like, this is not somebody that's just coming on YouTube just to look good, sound good, be educated, and think I'm better than the next person. No, I fought to get here. So I want to help you to fight to get to where you need to be, to your freedom, to your joy, to your internal peace. Not needing validation from the world, but the only validation that you need is what you have inside of you. And that's God and your internal confidence. So anyway, let me tell you about my degree really quick. So as you know, I'm a clinical mental health therapist. So obviously that means I had to go to school. I had to get my bachelor's degree. And then after my bachelor's degree, I had to do like 3 or 4 years in grad school. So one thing about me, like even while I was like living the life I was living, whatever, when my son's father went to prison, I've always had a good heart. Like I've always been in tune with myself. But like I would look in the mirror and I'd be like, oh, you so pretty. But there were so many moments where I didn't feel pretty. Like I feel like I was like always kind of in tune with myself and my value, but I didn't explore my value because I didn't know my value. So anyway, I was in school, but I didn't take the time to like take the degree seriously. So I ran out of financial aid. And so another thing that happened during my wilderness time is I got booked for a commercial. Actually, me and my sister Felicia. It's on YouTube. I'm going to tell y'all where to go find it. So I got booked for a commercial and the school called me and was like, the production company called and was like, hey, we think you're a perfect match for what we're trying to do. We want to book you for a commercial. We want to, do you have another person that wants to go to school? We will, as compensation, we will grant you a scholarship and one more person that you want to see go to school or whatever. So I was like, what? Okay. All right. What's the school? How about the school was the same school that I ran out of financial aid for? That's God. I remember sitting on the edge of my bed like, Lord, what am I about to do? I ran out of financial aid. You know I got to finish this degree, God. I'm crying out to you. I'm tired of, I've let go of that person you told me to let go. I let go of the weed. I let go of all these things. And I'm embarking back on this journey, Lord. And I need you to help me with this financial aid. I don't know what I'm about to do. And weeks later, I got a call from a production company to book me. So they ended up booking me and giving me a full scholarship. And I ended up finishing my degree, and it was the same school. They didn't know it. I never told them, but they didn't know that I was already enrolled in the school, but I couldn't finish because of financial aid. So anyway, that's how I finished my bachelor's. And then from there, I went on to grad school and finished that way. So anyway, so I became a mental health therapist. And so that's pretty much where I am now. And again, I'm like literally a walking billboard for God's grace, His love, His mercy, and His faithfulness. I am the example, and this is not to boast or to brag on myself. I know what I'm called to do because everything, even as a mental health therapist, everything that I have to help people to go through, God made me go through it first. It's almost like Jesus came to the earth so that we can have an example of what it means to be a human form, because Jesus was a human form. He walked the earth, but we needed a human form example of what it means to die of ourselves through Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ walked this earth every day with a purpose, with a meaningful need to walk this earth and be on assignment for God. And so I'm not Jesus by any means necessary. However, I am definitely a walking billboard for God. He made me go through so many things just to be able to touch so many lives. So let's see. Let me see if I can read comments because I don't know how to. Okay, here it goes. Let's see. I think I need to hear this today. Glad to be here. Good morning. Good morning. Danya. That's a pretty name, girl. Janice Martin, good morning. I have no pictures in my house. Every black person don't have it, Donna, but a lot do. Trust me. I've been there. Tell your story. It's amazing. Ruth was faithful. I love her story. Thanks, Donna. Danya. Okay. All right. So, welcome to the live chat. Well, I don't want to learn more. Okay. So, yeah. I can view the comments now. I didn't know how to do it at first. So, thank y'all for bearing with me. So let me know if y'all have any questions or anything in specific, like as far as where you are in your journey and where you need help at in your journey. You have full access to me right now. I'm gonna be on here for, I told myself 30 minutes. So any questions on anything? Let's see. But yeah, that's pretty much how my journey started. And one thing also I would say that has gotten me to become to who I am today and to be really confident in who I am and to be really in tune with who I am is by being good to other people. You have to be good to other people. This world is so selfish. It's so self-seeking. Nothing comes to you if your hands are closed. Your hands have to be open. You know, you have to be open to receive and open to give. You have to be kind to other people. You have to, you have to love people. You can't just be expecting God to bless you and you won't even be who you need to be to His children. Sometimes that just means being kind. If you don't have nothing to give, you could just be kind. You could just, give someone a compliment. You know how many times I've been going through stuff? I remember being so broke financially, not having nothing. And I had a babysitter that I would pay, thank you God for Miss Mary. That's her name. I would pay her like $20 a week to keep my son while I worked overnights. I had no money. And one day I was so broke. All I had was like money to pay one bill. And so I would give her money. I would give her one time I gave her an additional like $100 just because I was so tired of being in the same position. And I knew that the more you give, the more you receive. So I'm going to kind of leave y'all with that, give to the world, give to people, give to those in need. But more than anything, give to yourself and understand that you deserve the best life. You deserve everything that God has for you. You deserve to not walk around being broken. You deserve to live the life you vision to live. One thing about me, I've never been like a dreamer, but I've always been like a visionary. I've always visioned life to be so much different from my circumstances. Faith is walking into situations, dealing with people, putting yourself in position, regardless of what you see in the moment. So you got to see things past what's in front of you. The Bible tells us to focus on what you do not see because what you see is just temporary. So, like, standing on the fact that I know I'm broke. I know I don't got no money. I know I don't know how I'm about to pay these bills. I know I don't know how I'm about to get to this next place. I know I don't know what I'm going to do. I know I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But you got to know what you know, what you know, what you know, even when you don't know. And sometimes that means giving to people things that you think you don't have to give. If you want to see the overflow happening in your life, you got to be able to give other people something that you don't have and continue to give to yourself. I'll leave y'all at that. Let me see if there's any additional comments. Nope. All right. Well, have a great Sunday. God bless y'all. Until next time.